Nicole. I am a writer and story nerd, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a NaNoWRIMO plan with me type video thing that I'm super excited about doing. I have a whole bunch of kind of goals for NaNoWRIMO. I am being a true NaNoWriMo. My number one goal is I am in a class that requires me to write drafts of one-act plays. So I don't really know how many words are in a play that is a one-act, but one of them is written that I'm just editing. The other one I will be writing in November and editing the other one. So words from those plays, goal number one. Second is I have a series of Christmas short stories. Just gotten beta reader feedback on the third draft of those stories. I have one more beta reader that I'm waiting for, but I'm ready to write the fourth draft. Now those are in total about 22,000 words. I will be editing those short stories for NaNoWRIMO. Some of them I have to kind of completely redo. Some of them are more smaller things like line edits and wording. And then I have a draft of a novel that I wrote in April, May, June called 1837, and I have goals around that. I'm not at the point where I'm writing the second draft yet, but I have goals around it. So I am going to walk you through, it's a bit of a like bullet journal preparation spread that I created in my notebook. I have this NaNoWRIMO spread here. Basically, I have all the days from 1 to 29 down the side because I couldn't fit in 30, but I figured that was fine. And I have a little bit of a tracker. So this is for a lot of different habits, not just words. So I have mood, basically smiley, middle, frowny. I'm not going to get too specific with it. Number of words written, and that can also count in terms of like hours spent. Honestly, words isn't the best way to track this, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Exercise is a check mark. Journal is a check mark. Vlog, yes, I'm going to try to do daily vlogs at NaNoWRIMO. They're gonna be short. I'm aiming for like 2 to 5 minute vlogs. Very short, very sweet little updates with quotes for motivation in all of them. Projects, that's what projects I worked on that day. More likely project to meditate because I'm trying to get into meditating, and then screen time. It's not going to be like the amount of time that was on a screen. It's going to be more like I feel happy with the amount of time that I spent on a screen today, or I feel like it was too much. Side note, my phone, I watch YouTube on my phone on Safari. I don't have the app. I watch it on Safari. So I recently realized that while I watch a YouTube video, say I watch a 10-minute YouTube video on Safari, my app, my screen time app on my iPhone counts that as 20 minutes. 10 minutes on YouTube because it recognizes the site, and 10 minutes on Safari. So I've been getting double the amount of screen time that I've actually had. So I don't trust that at all anymore, and do not use it. Dear Apple. Then I have a NaNoWRIMO draft routine, which involves me getting up at 6:30, which I have said this, I don't know how many times in this channel. I really want to, but for some reason, I just haven't been able to. I will try to wake up between 6:30 and 7:30 in NaNoWRIMO. I'll show you my little routine. It's not super solidified. I have some that are like writing now / work if I have a big deadline, start work now, or workout option. The middle of the day is very much work, and then writing option or workout option, edit up and upload video. So it's kind of like a guide post. And then we get into the big stuff for what I want to actually do for each project. As I said earlier, the word milestones or even converting time to words doesn't seem like the best metric to use for my goals. So I am making sub goals. So I'm gonna walk you through what I have now and potentially come up with some more. We'll see. So goal number one, or relating to project number one, are these 2 plays that I have to write. The first one has a working title of Sticky Toffee Pudding, which is a British dessert. Prelim means that I have submitted a description of the plot and setting to my professor. Then I have compile feedback. I got a bunch of feedback on the play. The next step is to, I suppose, like replot it, implement edits. Then play 2, I haven't done anything for it, so I have to submit a preliminary. I have to do a bunch of research. I have to draft it. I have to send it in for feedback, and then I think I'm just gonna leave that there and not add any more tasks at this point because I will figure out what's next. I mean, there's gonna be a compile feedback. I'll figure out what's next kind of after I get some of that feedback and I have a better idea of what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, that makes sense. I actually have to do the prelim this week, so I'm gonna put a little O next to it because that's something that has to happen in October. Okay. Yeah, moving on to the Christmas short stories. I have to reread all beta reader feedback story by story, classify each story, by which I mean this just needs line edits, this needs slightly more substantial edits like in chunks and stuff, or this needs a total rewrite. Reread style book is something that is a goal that I have that I potentially, I guess there's not that much more time in October, but I might try to start reading that this week. And I talked about it in my books you should read before NaNoWRIMO video because it's really good and I'm going to be doing line editing and I really want to focus on the style of the writing in these stories. So, style book, right? I have make action plan for each story, think on how to fix the 2 stories that I think need the most fixing, Katie's story and Sky's story, and then edit story 1, edit story 2, edit story 3, and so on and so forth. Now I think I could probably break those down into smaller chunks, but I don't want like itty bitty. These are things that I think can happen over, you know, like 2 to 3 days. Especially for some of the line edits, I imagine I'll be doing a lot of passes on line edits. If you're asking, is all of this like feasible to do in November? I don't know. Hopefully it'll work out to be about 50,000 words. This is such a weird NaNoWRIMO. Okay. And then my goals for 1837 are read it in one sitting. I talked to this editor a little while ago. I had like a free consultation with her and I said, how do I approach editing this story? Because any other time that I've tried to edit something, I've literally like gotten overwhelmed and stopped. And I don't want to do that with this story. And she said, read it in one sitting, write out what you love about it, and then start looking at big global things. So I'm not putting too many goals on here. I want to potentially read Ragtime, which is a story that it's a society story. It has kind of the same elements that are, some of the same elements that are in mine, and I haven't read it yet, so I want to read that. I want to finish Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood. It was set in kind of the same time and place, in like the 1840s in Toronto-ish area versus mine, which was in 1837. I want to review the society genre, go for a long walk. I'm going to put down 2, go for a long walks. Go for a long walk. There's going to be map out, story, structure, and make a game plan. That's probably going to be like the very end of November when I make a game plan for what I want to do either in December or January. I might end up just focusing on the Christmas short stories in December because I am a Christmas freak, and if I can make everything themed to Christmas, then sweet. I love it. Okay, so basically that is what I am planning for NaNoWRIMO. Again, I may add a couple things to play 2 in terms of what I am planning on doing for that, but overall, probably not. I think this is enough things, and even though these are boxes, I know that all of these things are actually going to take me quite a bit of time. But I'm super excited to get into it. Please let me know, do you have plans for NaNoWriMo? Have you thought about your routine at all? Do you have any sort of tracker thingies that you use? We are getting so close. So if you are at the tail end of your Preptober prep or whatever it is, keep pushing through. This is gonna be an awesome month. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I've just gotten beta-rated, and I didn't bring a pen. God damn.